This is Abnormal Entertainment.
Cinema Head Cheese, the podcast, is brought to you by Bunny17 Media. Head to bunny17media.com, use promo code CHC, save 15% off of everything in the store. That includes ebooks, items on sale, whatever. Check out our brand new book, Cheers, the Big Book of Beer Glasses. Volume 1, this is a photo book of beer glasses, pints, tall glasses, whatever you call those things, the ones that sort of look like a mason jar with a weird lip on them, you know, that kind of stuff. And it's a nice little coffee table book for any beer lover. And it is volume 1. More are coming, and you can get it at bunny17media.com, promo code CHC for 15% off. Now, on with the show.
Nothing better to do. Jack at the table to crappy movies on the tube. No one cares what they have to say, but that doesn't stop them anyway. So scream, please, please, please. No more Cinema Head Cheese. Yeah.
Welcome, everybody, to the Cinema Head Cheese Podshort for A Quiet Place. This is Kevin Moyers, and I am not necessarily in a quiet place right now because I am driving to El Paso Comic-Con in El Paso, Texas. All by myself. I'm there. Dalen Beaker is in Amarillo, so maybe if I post this up Friday, you could still see us on Saturday and Sunday. Let's do this. A Quiet Place. So, I've been seeing trailers for this for a while, and I was really excited about it. It's John Krasinski and Emily Blunt starring in it. What I didn't know until the day I saw it was that John Krasinski also co-wrote it and directed it. So, that was impressive. I'm going to say right now, for a first feature, we've been seeing some amazing things. And horror is generally a popular genre to start in. And now, when you're looking at people like Krasinski or Jordan Peele, you know, they're experienced. I think Krasinski directed a few episodes of The Office back when he was doing that. I don't know that he's directed any other TV or anything like that, but as far as I'm aware, this is his directorial debut, and it was fantastic. The whole idea of this movie is that he and Blunt are a couple, and they have a family. They have, 3 kids. Oldest daughter is deaf, which is important to the story. Then 2 sons that are younger, the youngest being 4. And we start 89 days into this invasion. Whatever it is. They never tell you if these are aliens, if these are monsters from inside the earth, or what. You never really know, which is fine. There's no need for it, to be honest. It just adds mystery to the story. But they're in like a CVS or a Walgreens that's been abandoned. It looks like most dystopic movies, like zombie movies, that kind of stuff. The difference being that everybody has to be silent, and nobody can really kill their attackers the way you can a zombie. You can shoot it in the head, whatever, because they're so fast. So whatever it is with these creatures, and you do kind of find out later without them telling you specifically, whatever it is with these creatures, they are very sensitive to sound, and so they attack it. They prefer quiet. And that is not a good thing for anybody who makes any sounds at all or anything. There's even a scene where there's a chattering raccoon, and it's gory. So, so the family is walking. They have their paths. They walk with bare feet because it's quieter. They use sand from the beach to to mark, like, safe paths to walk. They have, in their house, they have spots painted on the floors and the stairs where it won't creak when they walk, stuff like that. It's, very elaborate as they go on. So we start 89 days in, so 3 months of this chaos, and the world is wiped out. It's destroyed from these things. But this family has been quiet. They speak sign language because, as I mentioned, the oldest daughter is deaf. So it's an advantage going into this situation that they can communicate without having to speak. So even a few times they whisper so quietly and cautiously. It's pretty amazing. But when you sit in the theater as they're going through this drugstore, trying not to make a sound, and they're there because their middle kid is sick, the older son, who, if you've seen Wonder, he is the kid who becomes best friends with the main kid. I'm terrible with the character names. He has like 2 first names, like John Will or something like that, whatever. But that kid is their older son. And he's sick, so they're getting medicine for him and other supplies. But the youngest kid wants this spaceship toy. Almost knocks it off a shelf. The daughter catches it before it hits the ground. And the dad looks at it as they're walking out of the store. He stops the kid, flips it over. There's a spot for batteries. He pops it open, looks at it, and he does sign language too loud. And they do subtitles for the sign language, which is nice. But he says too loud, and he sets it gently on the counter. Well, as they're leaving, the daughter looks at the kid, pops the batteries out carefully, gently sets them on the counter, and hands him the spaceship. And he's like, awesome. Of course, as they start to walk out, he snags the batteries. So as they're walking, and you see this in the trailer, as they're walking on the railroad tracks on this bridge to get back home, you just hear boo, 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 all these noises from the toy. And they're walking in a line, and Krasinski's at the front of the line, and this 4-year-old is at the back of the line. And he just turns, drops everything, and runs. Like he sees the creature in the trees, and he's running, and just, you'll have to see it. See what happens next. But, then we jump to 400 some days, and the family's continuing. There's a new baby on the way, which is, let's face it, a mistake. Babies make noises, and that's everybody's thinking, like, why? You cannot sit in the audience and think anything but, why would you do that? Why would you not be careful? And I mean, look, mistakes, accidents happen, but like when you're in that drugstore, you're a married couple who's sexually active, you're gonna wanna think about that. Precautions. Grab a bunch of birth control pills or morning after pills or condoms or whatever they have there. Like, it killed me seeing that. Like, why? You have to think, if you snore, you're fucked. If you snore, how do you stop that? How do you prevent that? You know what I mean? So, I don't know. But they have to prepare for it. And it's close. It's close to the due date. And they are just, freaking out at all turns. The daughter and the dad are not super tight right now. there's just a lot of, little family squabble stuff going on. I mean, you only have each other to interact with. You can't speak, can't make a noise, you can't do anything. And again, the daughter being deaf, she can't hear when danger is coming. The dad's trying to create some sort of a hearing aid for her that will allow her to actually hear something, because she is completely deaf. Like, they go into her head a couple times where there's no sound, and you're experiencing what she does, and it's just like, how do you know? How do you know when something's behind you? How do you know when something's happening? It ramps up the fear level in this movie, and honestly, there's no like music going, there's no anything. I mean, it keeps it, you're in their world. The tension is amazing, and there were people chattering at each other in the theater in the row behind us, and they were talking. They weren't even whispering. They were talking. Like, if you talk low, people aren't going to hear you in this super quiet fucking movie. And I got up and I said, stop talking, whoever's doing it. And I my arms out like crazy person. Like, no, stop it. Stop it. So, that's how that went. So, I did shut some people up. But it was great. It was great. The performances were great. The kids, everybody, and it's a small cast. Simple locations, not many. Just really well done, with very little, which I loved. Always loved that when a movie can do that. Because I know, like, having done little independent stuff, I know what it takes to get a lot done and to be able to work so perfectly in such little confines. They did a great job. And it all comes down to performances. It really does. And yeah, there are some special effects with the creatures and stuff like that, which they look great. I thought they looked really good. Interesting looking creatures, interesting situations. But I thought they did an amazing job with that. And I really appreciated everything about the movie. I took my daughter. She's 9. It was her first horror movie. She wanted to see it. And she just thought about the creatures, like what you see in the trailer, the little claws come up, grabbing in the wall behind the bathtub and stuff. She thought about the Ravagers from The Flash and the whole Arrowverse when they did their Alien Invasion crossover. So, and in some ways they're similar to that. If those don't freak you out, then these won't. But, she had her little, like, tense moments. And it's PG-13, so if you're looking for a horror movie for a kid to see, this would be a good one. It was really, really good, really fun, really tense, and just well done. And even the way it ended, you're like, awesome. They did it well, So, I don't know. I really enjoyed it thoroughly. And the calls for John Krasinski and Emily Blunt to play Reed Richards and Sue Storm have been ramping up. Of course, he was in line to play Captain America, which he has that boyish innocence to him. And he backed out of it because he saw how Chris Evans looked, how buff he had gotten, and how huge. And if you remember when he was Johnny Storm, he wasn't that buff. But Krasinski saw that and went, I can't do that. He should get it. And he just backed out of it completely. I mean, we're this close to having Jim from The Office as Captain America, which I think would have been spectacular. But now that Marvel has the Fantastic Four back, I think these two are a perfect fit for those roles. They're both great in this movie. And seeing them work together as an on-screen couple, and they are, if you didn't know, they're married in real life. So they had, they just worked so well together. You see why they fit as a couple in real life. So, yeah. I'm just, and let Krasinski direct the Fantastic Four movie. Let him do it. because he did such a great job with this. And he could do creatures. The CGI was good. Everything. Let him do it. It was fantastic. I really enjoyed the shit out of it. And a lot of people are calling for the same thing. So, and plus, look, we need that moment where Reed Richards meets Agent Ross. We need it. We need it. Jim and Tim face to face from both offices. That would be amazing. Let's face reality on that. You know, we're already going to get all the Sherlock Holmeses because in MCU, Cumberbatch and Downey and Jude Law is Marvel and the Miss Marvel movie. Like, let's get this going. Let's make it happen. So, and wasn't Jude Law Watson in the Downey movies? I never saw any of those, so I haven't seen the Cumberbatch Freeman things either. So, but yeah, let's do this. I want the Tim Jim moment. I just really want that so badly because I know they could write it funny. That's what Marvel does. So, anyway, go see A Quiet Place. I loved it. It's a great movie, and let's get this Fantastic Four thing happening, Marvel. Let's do it. And, yeah, go to bunny17media.com, promo code CHC, get your 15% off there. And, you know, I'll be honest with you, a lot of our books are cheaper there than on Amazon. It just has to be that way. We're not giving Amazon a cut when you go through our website. So that is that. But anyway, do that, and I'm going to record a bunch more because I have a 6-hour drive. And I'm hitting traffic, so it's probably going to be 6.5 now, which screws me royally. But, you know, hey, construction. So, anyhow, thanks for not telling me about that, Google Maps. I will see you guys next time, and bye. Find more Cinema Head Cheese podcasts and reviews at cinemaheadcheese.com. Tweet us at CINHeadCheese. Listen to every Abnormal Entertainment show on Google Play, Apple Podcasts, our YouTube channel, or anywhere you find your favorite podcasts. And don't forget to visit abnormalentertainment.com.
You've been listening to the Abnormal Entertainment Network.